Hello friends, it's Wild Willie, your personal guide to outdoor adventure. Well, the dog training didn't go so well. Oh, I'm sorry. Here with me as always is Stupid Jeffrey and Insane Menace. Anyway, the dog training didn't go very well. You know, dog training, as I said, was invented right here in southwest Missouri, and being from southwest Missouri, you'd think I'd be able to do a little better with the dog training, but I didn't do so well. In fact, I've struggled and the dog's getting worse, and so what I've done is I had to find somebody to help me, and I asked around, and they said that the Pentecostal preacher here in town was a pretty good dog trainer. So I went over to the Pentecostal preacher's house and talked to him about it, and he said, yep, he'd be glad to train the dog. And so I said, well, I get him to sit, but I can't get much. I can't get him to heel. I can't get him to speak or none of that. And so the preacher said, well, you leave him with me for a while and I'll get that fixed up for you there. And so I left him for a couple of weeks, and I just got him back, and so when he brought him back, he said, try it out. And so I said, all right. I said, speak. And the dog started speaking. Now, he was speaking in kind of a foreign language. He spoke a little different, kind of like Jeffrey did when he went to the Pentecostal church. And so, but that's okay. I don't mind. I don't care how the dog speaks. But the weird thing was, I said, heel. And the dog raised up on his back legs and laid one hand on my head and raised the other paw up to the sky and started praying. I thought that was kind of weird. But anyway, it's all right. He's pretty trained now. So I wanted to share a little bit with you about our outdoor adventure this week. You see here I'm setting on some creosote poles, and these creosote poles are some old power line poles that the power company said they didn't want no more, and I cut them up and I'm going to make some poles. And so in our outdoor adventure this week, we're going to talk about chicken coops. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take these poles and we're going to dig some holes down there where we were burning a while back. Remember the night, one of the videos we were burning, and so we're going to take these poles and we're going to dig some holes down there where we burned that off, and we're going to make us a greenhouse, and then on one end of the greenhouse we're going to have a chicken coop, and the heat from the chicken coop and the greenhouse will help each other. And so that's what we're going to do, and we'll use the chicken manure for fertilizer in the greenhouse. And so one of the things you want to remember, now you may not know this or not, but chicken coops were invented right here in southwest Missouri. What they had was, they had an old man named Chicken Lewis that lived in a little town in southwest Missouri. I believe it was Cluckville, Missouri, and he raised a whole bunch of chickens, and he didn't have anything to do with them at night, so he said, well, scoop them up and let's put them in the house. And so it kind of scoop got evolved into coop, and so now we coop them into a house, but we coop them in a coop now, and so that's how that all got started. But anyway, so what you want to do is when you set these poles, you want to make sure they're good set in the ground. Now, these are good poles. They're creosote, and they'll last a long time. And so we're gonna get them in the ground, get them in tight, and then when we build the greenhouse, we'll put up the frame, and then we'll use material that will let the sun shine through. Now, a bad thing to use on your roof is like mirrors. That would be silly, because that would reflect the sun from the. You may not know this or not, but roofs were invented right here in southwest Missouri. The people got tired of getting rained on with all the thunderstorms and tornadoes and whatnot we have here, so they just invented roofs and put them. They didn't really know where to put them for sure, but they put them on top of the house and it seemed to work out, so that's where they've stayed ever since. And now everybody copies that and does the same thing. But anyway, you want to make your roof out of something that'll let the sun shine through, so the plants can get sunshine, and that makes it good in the wintertime. You can keep it warm in there, build you a little fire, and the sun will come through that roof and still give those plants some room to grow. You can make tomatoes and all kinds of cool stuff in there. Now, you may not know this or not, but greenhouses also were invented right here in southwest Missouri. What they had was, when they first started building houses, all they had was green paint. It's the only paint we had here. We invented it out of grass. You may not know this, but paint was invented right here in southwest Missouri too. And so we just invented it out of grass. Well, it was always green. And so they always talked about the greenhouse. Go down to the greenhouse, go down to the greenhouse. Well, there was an old boy started raising plants down at his greenhouse. And he built a roof that the sun could come through. And so that's how greenhouses got started. So anyway, let me just encourage you, outdoor gardening is a great outdoor adventure. It's a wonderful thing to do. Now, next time when we come together, we're going to talk about what kind of plants that are good to eat when you're out in the wild and what kind aren't. A little girl from Florida has written in and asked about that, and so we're gonna do a segment next time on what plants you can eat when you're out on your outdoor adventure, which ones are safe. And if you've watched one of our earlier videos, you got to be real careful about those mushrooms; they'll get you. But anyway, this is Wild Willie and Stupid Jeffrey still scratching from the fleas, and Marshall around here healing something, and Insane Menace, and of course Crazy Cora back there behind the camera, always doing a good job filming us. She rarely ever cuts us off early because, you know, she just lets me talk and